Hello. Excuse the voice. I'm losing it again. Welcome to Tibu's Investigative Card Making, where I help you discover the creativity in you. My name is Teresa Bullman, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in the beautiful East Tennessee. I'm so happy because today is the Lord's Day. I had nothing else to come out. It is the Lord's Day. Today is the day that the Lord has made. So, hey, I was right in the first place. Today is Wacky Wednesday Tips. I'm thinking of changing the name. However, for today, we have an interesting one that my husband always tells me anyway. So I will tell you that in a bit. However, I wanted to share with you a tip that I learned from, I believe it was Liz Yule in the UK. However, I'm not sure who I learned this from, but I watch her a lot. So, and I watch Connie and all these other people, and I can't think of who came up with this wonderful idea. It's regarding scoring with the score tool. It's called Simply Score. So, let me show you what I learned. Now, I am going to do this with two different ones. It doesn't matter whether it's a colored cardstock or whether it's Whisper. That's the first time I've done that. Basic white. Oh, my stars. Okay, so with the basic white, it doesn't matter what size it is because this is just a sample, okay? So with the basic white, this one happens to be 6 by 3, okay? And have you ever went to score, whether it's whatever on your score tool, and you get this effect? Watch this not happen. It didn't happen. Okay, well, normally, if it goes, you know, it goes off the track sometimes. Maybe I'll do it on this one. Let's do it long ways. Excuse me. Pardon me, please. So we're going to go, I'm just going to pick a line. And it kind of felt like it was going to go off, but it didn't. Excuse me. Well, I'm going to keep scoring till it goes off. Okay, that didn't happen. But I've had that happen. Okay, so pretend like it happened. Matter of fact, I'll just make it happen. Oh, see? I made it happen up here. By accident, I made it happen. Even though I was going to make it happen, it made it happen. Okay, so what you would do, if that ever happened, we're going to take the white one because the yellow one's all, whatchamacallit. This is a piece of wax paper. So you just rubby-dubby your cardstock. Now, this happened to me actually today. Not today. Today's Wednesday. I think it was Monday. I was prepping some cards and it wouldn't work. So look, a lot easier. I don't feel the roughness of, I don't know what it is, of the cardstock. See, it's going down really nice and easy. Now, let's go back to this one and let's see if we can cut in between or score in between. And it feels kind of hard, but yet hard to score. I'm like really concentrating on doing that. Now let's do this with this idea. Okay, so it's so funny that it didn't work this time. I'm gonna just score it and see. It felt so much better. It's not difficult to score. It's really, really nice. I hope I can use this on something. I hate wasting cardstock. But I will, because I've seen also cards with this type of thing where it's scored and then you make it's your background. Really cool idea, actually. So let's go one more time because I see a place where it can be scored. There we go. And that's basically my tip, to use wax paper. Now, a lot of times, I think it's because my pieces are so small, but a lot of times, like if you're scoring a bigger piece, like a, I don't know, 8.5 by 11, and you want to score it at 4 1/4, instead of using your trimmer, because Stampin' Up! Trimmer is awesome, we cut and score on it, and sometimes it will jump off the track. So this technique really, 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 really helps. Really helps. Super duper helps. Now, just because you do it on the front means you've got to do it on the back too. Oh, I should have showed you that. Oh, well. Let's do it on the back of this one. Last place. Okay. I'm not gonna get a jumping track. Oh my goodness. Can you believe this? So I seriously believe that if it was a bigger piece, that maybe it would jump off the track. I know that because it's happened to me. So I took this idea and I thought, oh, this is so great. It really does help. Some of you, like I just did, may not have that issue. However, when you do, it prevents you from having to erase, quote, erase that score mark that that you didn't want. Let's say I didn't want, not this one. Oh, let's just pick one, huh? So, can you see me well enough? I hope you can. Say I don't want that score mark right there. I just lined it up with the 6-inch because it's dark and I can see it on both ends. So you just take I'm taking the big part of the score tool. Okay, and that supposedly will get rid. It doesn't completely get rid of it, let me tell you, of that score line. It doesn't, but it's fainter. Okay, you really can't see it that well. I can't even see it that well. That's the first time that's happened. Okay, so the tip today is use wax paper when using the scoreboard to score bigger pieces of paper. I found that it really, really helps and saves me having to do the extra step of getting rid of the score mark or trying to get rid of that score mark. So what is today's wacky tip, you might ask? Franz has always told me, that's my husband, by the way, has always told me that, because I lose things like crazy. So now, like, especially my keys. Do you all lose your keys? I lose my keys all the time. All the time. Except when we moved, I decided to put the keys on a lanyard and hang them on the door. Hey, that's a really good tip. It's not a wacky one, but it's a good tip. If you lose your keys all the time, hang them on the door, the front door, and that way, as you go out, there they are. You won't lose them anymore. So that's a really good tip. However, the tip he has for us today is whenever you lose something, you should look in the last place first, because that's where you always find it anyway. If you do that, you won't have to worry. You waste all that time looking for it. It's always the last place you look, isn't it? It's always the last place, obviously, because that's where you found it. Okay, let me take a sigh and say, until Friday, when we will do probably a fancy fold. I'm not saying fun folds anymore because I can't figure out why it's called a fun fold. If you know why it's called fun folds, you could leave me the answer in the description box below. Oh, by the way, another thing that's being changed. I did not know. Now remember, I was bilingual, so some words escape me. Like this one, infamous. I did not know infamous was a bad thing, not a good thing. So when I said infamous description box below, the description box is not bad. So the famous, that's a good thing. So I'm going to stick with words I know. Apparently that one I just found out talking to somebody. I would say, I told him I always said infamous description box below, and he said, Tara, that's not good. And I'm like, yes it is. It means everybody talks about it. And he said that's because it's famous, not infamous. More new words to learn. So in the famous description box below, I will leave you my website in case you would like to order the beautiful Mine Lost Lid. a score tool. It comes with little doodads to hold on. Technical word, remember. That you could mark your spots, like if you're doing something multiple, and they're different, unique sizes. So you want to mark them so you remember where that's at, and you don't want to have to remember that in your head. My hand went up to my head, okay, because I'm thinking you can see me. But anyway, you can't. So it's a wonderful tool to have. Yes, our trimmer has a score tool as well. And it cuts as well. But sometimes, let me show you this score tool. Oh, look, I was cutting something and it stayed. Okay, so sometimes I never know where to mark. Whoops, a daisy. Oh, let's take this one. So here is where I put the 2 because I cover the line of the 2 and it goes directly to that 2. Well, some people go like that, and that's just before the 2. So that's like a hair of your hair. You know, what do they call those? Shafts of your hair. And then you could just go ahead and go blink and cut. Or you can take it and score it. Let's score it at 2 and... is that 3/4? Yeah, 2 3/4. Now I'm going to use my other hand because that one's kind of weak. And I did it purposely on hard so we can find it again. See, there it is. So let's see where that lands. I'm hoping I'm right. That it's on top of the 2 3/4. So here it is. Look! I was right. So if you put your paper on top of the line, okay, so that's 2, oh wait, that's 2 3/4. It's on the line. Oh my goodness, I'm right. Color me purple and I'll shade you green. And it will be 2 3/4. And I cut it on purpose because I want you to see it even better. 2 3/4. That's where it is. Isn't that awesome? Oh my goodness. I've had some people question, well, where do you put it? And I'm like, well, I put it here and there. But this is the first time I actually tested the theory. So my theory was right. I think I've kept you long enough on a Wacky Wednesday. And I had a really weird tip. It was wacky. I hope you all have had a wonderful, funny time with me today. I meant to make you a card while we were doing this, and it went completely out of my mind. I was about to hit my head again, but you wouldn't have seen it. So I hope you've learned something. If you have, please tap on that thumbs up thing. The one goes something like that. And then also, if you haven't already, to please subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more weird. I don't always do weird on any other day, just wacky on Wednesdays. Wednesdays is my husband's day to make up things to make me look interesting. Oh my goodness. Mondays we do card kits. We will be doing one on this coming Monday because I found out my order will be here before then. So yay on that. Also on Friday, I haven't been doing Fridays lately, but for the past couple of weeks. However, we will be starting up back again on Friday, and it will be, I have no clue. We might be doing a fancy fold, which again, I told you earlier in the video that I'm not calling them fun folds anymore because I don't know why they call it fun folds and why, just like that word infamous. I didn't know what it meant. I should have looked it up before I started saying it. So it's kind of like saying a bad word and not knowing that it's a bad word. That one's not a bad word. It just means that something is bad. So whatever, like the description box below. So in that famous description box below, you will have the item number for the score tool. You'll have my website. And I'll give you the item number for the what? The trimmer. And wax paper, I don't have an item number for that. You got to go buy that at your grocery store. Whichever one that is that you like going to. I hope you have a wonderful, blessed day. I'll stop talking now. Bye-bye.